Deathwatch.
Okay, welcome back, gentlemen, to Deathwatch's Call of Cthulhu one-shot of the Lightless Beacon, written by Leigh Carr and Lynne Hardy, and published by Chaosium, available for free on their website, and Roll20 and Fantasy Grounds. The setup to the scenario is that you guys were taking a ship from Newburyport to Rockport, and it foundered on some rocks because the nearby lighthouse had gone dark, and you were put into a lifeboat and told to travel towards that island, and you arrived on the island where it quickly became apparent that some nefarious deeds had gone down. And you guys found out that all the lighthouse keepers were missing, and that there was a strange animal on the island, a amphibious sort of fish-like creature but bipedal, and it seemed to hesitantly be threatening towards you at first, so you guys retreated back to the cottage, where Nick found the corpses of 2 men and 2 of the strange fish-like creatures at the top of the lighthouse, and had a momentary panic attack and tried to flee. And that's roughly where we left off. You had just gotten over your insanity, shored up all the doors and windows, and then you started to hear a chorus of the amphibious creatures outside of the cottage, and a lot of banging and rattling at the different entry points around the cottage. So my name is Travis, and I'll be your keeper today. Thank you guys for joining me. Justin, we'll start with you. Why don't you introduce us to your character and tell us a bit about what he's thinking?
Yeah, I'm playing Nick Shepard. Right now he's still kind of recovering from his panic attack, realizing that they are surrounded by these creatures, that they have murderous intent, and that they have, in fact, murdered several of the people that were here before. He's starting to get a little bit desperate to find a way clear.
Okay, and what about you, Chris?
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm playing Ricky Washington, and right about now he's probably hoping to get up to the top of the light tower where Nick, I believe, said he found some bodies because he's worried about his friend Georgie.
Okay, well, I think the situation has ticked up a notch, and it's starting to feel like the walls are closing in on you. So I think now would be a good time to begin with a sanity roll. So I'll need a sanity roll from everybody.
No.
All right, Ricky, and it looks like Luke, you both will lose 1d4 sanity points. And Nick, you're lucky. You only lose 1.
Yeah, I already took my hit.
However, Nick, you are in a state of underlying insanity, which means any sanity loss of any kind puts you into another temporary bout of insanity. But before we get to that, this pounding on the windows and doors, this chorus of amphibious creatures with that thick, watery, clicking sound that they make outside the cottage is interrupted by the faint crackle of the radio up in the lighthouse. You can just barely hear it from your location, and you hear a voice distantly say, "Alert 3, this is Alert 3. Lighthouse Beacon, come in, please." Now, Nick.
Yes?
You don't hear that at all.
Okay.
What you hear is the radio crackle on, and not the voice of whoever's on the ship Alert 3, but the voice of, or the sound of one of these amphibious creatures clicking over the radio. So much like your last temporary bout of insanity, you are guided by the overwhelming need to escape this situation. So that is the guide for how you'll roleplay your character for the next little while. So we'll start with you.
Okay. I'm going to go. I can hear these things coming from basically every direction now, right?
Yes.
They're banging on every window, every door.
It definitely seems that way.
Okay. I'm going to start tearing my way back up the lighthouse.
How far up the lighthouse did you want to go? Just to the service room, or all the way up to where the light fixture is?
All the way up to the top. He's going to be looking for a rope or something that he can use to jump down from the lighthouse and make a break for it.
Okay, so you go charging up the lighthouse, and we'll say that takes your turn to get up to the top. And so we'll pass it over to Ricky Washington. So, Ricky, for your part, you heard a voice, just a regular human voice, come over the radio. What would you like to do?
I guess I'll follow Nick on his, I don't know if it's a mad dash up to the top of the lighthouse, but I'll follow him fairly quickly. And
Yeah.
I guess when I hear the voice, I'll try to talk to him, give some sort of response.
Yeah, mine will be that completely panicked scramble up the stairs. Not just running up the stairs, but stumbling, using my hands to help me get up as fast as I possibly can.
Actually, taking into account how everything's going down at this place, it probably won't be like a calm response. It'll be like, hey, everything's going to hell over here. Get us out of here.
Okay. Yeah, so you can get up and start operating the radio, and when you make that call out there that everything's going to hell, the voice on the other end picks up, and it's like, yeah, we're trying like hell to get there, but we're having a little bit of problem spotting the island right now. Is there any way you can get that light on at the top? We can't make out any lights. Visibility is really low. We got 2-meter waves out here. Can you get that light going?
I guess I'll shout back over the radio, I'll see what I can do before I drop it and try to hit up into that lighthouse with Nick and hopefully Luke as well.
Okay, yeah, Luke, he tails behind you guys, although lagging somewhat from his poisoned state, but eventually he gets up there. And as a reminder, there were 2 of the dead fish creatures and 2 men. All appear to be dead, lying around this.
Do I remember any kind of rope or anything up towards the top of the lighthouse?
No, you don't remember seeing any rope up there, but you did only really peek at the very top, so you didn't get a good look at the situation. Let me describe it again, though, that you guys are up there. So yeah, you had the 2 corpses of men, or at least what looked like men, and then 2 of the bizarre fish creatures. One of the dead fish things is latched onto one of the men's neck by its teeth, even in its death. Chris or Ricky, I'll need the sanity roll for this scene from you.
Okay. Oh, dang it.
It's like we're all going down.
I think this will probably push me over the edge, too.
So yeah, what as horrible as the sight is, what makes it even more horrible is you realize that the body of your former colleague, George Cassidy, is one of the men with the fish thing latched to its neck. So this actually makes the sanity loss a little rougher for you than it did for, potentially rougher than it did for Nick, because he fumbled that roll. But in any case, so you lose 1d6 sanity from this scene.
Ouch.
That's the full 6, which is a bout of temporary insanity. All right. So for you, Ricky.
I got an idea.
Fire it out there.
Well, we need light, and I got that lantern. So I'm thinking maybe a big old bonfire will help.
Okay, I like it. Yeah, let's. So for the next 8 rounds, you are obsessed with getting a bonfire going, and of course you can react to other things and speak to other people and stuff. It's just this is the overwhelming role-playing guide that you have. So 1 sec here.
Did Luke make it all the way up to the top where we were?
Yeah, you're all up there.
Okay. I don't think I ever heard, was the first dead guy my contact, or did I not know him well enough to know?
No, you didn't. You don't recognize either of the men in there at this time. You do hear the sound of splintering coming from somewhere in the cottage. Why don't you give Nick? Give me a. Do you have carpentry in art craft, or do you have mechanical repair?
I have mechanical. Let me see about the other. Yeah, no carpentry, just the mechanical.
Yeah, go ahead and give me your mechanical pair. There we go.
Okay.
Nice roll. So that what this is going to serve is your ability to shore up those windows. So one of these fish-like creatures is battering against it, and it's
strength. Oh, up on the top?
No. This is a roll that's an abstraction of how well you did downstairs when you were boarding up all the doors and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So one of these fish creatures is going to have to achieve a higher success than you got, so they'll need extreme or better for this round. So let's see how they do.
Here comes a critical.
Yeah. Ooh.
They're very strong too, but your boards and such hold for this round at least. All right, Nick, so you get a closer look at the scene, and you can see that the body nearest to the stairs, which is one of the men, is actually sort of strange looking. He's garbed in like a heavy hooded raincoat, and you can just sort of make out his face in that raincoat, and he has some sort of deformity going on. He has like a narrow head and pronounced flaps of skin around his neck and jowls. And he seemed to be suffering from some sort of skin condition going by his gray, rough complexion. What would you like to do?
For the most part, I'm going to be ignoring him. I'm going to be looking for anything I can use as a rope or something I can tie to the railing around this upper level and basically swing down or rappel down.
Okay, give me a luck roll.
Wow.
Yeah, you do see a coil of rope up there.
All right, I'm going to begin tying a section of it to the railing around the outside and getting ready to rappel down.
Okay, we'll count securing the rope and whatnot will count as your turn, and we'll move on to Ricky again. So,
All right. Try to find something to burn.
well, you have your lantern.
Mm-hmm.
You can give me a luck roll as well to see if there's anything combustible besides the rope that Nick has picked up and is now tying to the rail around the lighthouse.
All right. Nope.
Okay.
Because I failed it, does this mean I get to Steward of Gondor myself?
There's also a giant flammable house down below us.
Yeah, you actually fumbled the luck roll.
Oh, nice.
So in this case, you were just so hasty in looking for it that that lantern you were carrying, sort of slips out of your hands and crashes to the ground, and the oil within spreads and bursts into flame. Now, I'll give you a dexterity check here, because I was right at your feet. You leap back quickly so that you don't also get some of that burning oil on you.
Okay. Looks like I'm fairly dexterous. Nope. That's a critical fumble or whatever. Yeah.
All right, so another fumble. Okay, so for this round, your feet and the lower part of your legs are covered in that oil, and it's on fire. It's not quite going to do you any damage yet. You'll get another opportunity to do something about it. I suppose you actually haven't acted yet, so let's go ahead and get an action from you.
I guess I'm going to kind of be thinking to myself that, they can't see us because the light's out, but now I'm the light, so they have to be able to see me. And I'll go stand over by the window and put my arms up and let the fire begin to engulf me.
Okay.
How many more turns do I get on that insanity?
7 more.
Oh, okay.
You have 3 when Insane Ricky, or Nick, you have 3 when Insane Ricky hits 4. You'll be back to your normal self. So Luke has just come all the way up. He was lagging behind a little bit due to his condition, and now he sees the scene. I'm gonna say that requires another sanity roll on his part. So let's see how he does.
Come on, crit fail.
Come on, we need all of us to be insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he failed that. Let's say person partially on fire is worth a potential 4 points. Have you guys been keeping track of the total you've lost so far? Oops.
No,
but I think I started around 53 or something.
I started at 65. I've lost 7 so far.
Okay, so he doesn't, he doesn't go insane or anything like that, but he freezes in that spot, just transfixed by the man partially ablaze.
Sorry.
You got someone's attention with it.
Yeah, I think I'll say to him, I'll look at him, and I'll go they can see us now, Luke.
All right, so there's some more battering coming from downstairs. This is at a different point, so let's get a separate roll, your mechanical repair roll, Nick, and see how it holds up.
You hear them? They're already here.
I'm apparently very good at arts and crafts.
Yeah, you are.
So does that mean there is no way they could enter through that point?
If he rolls a critical, then, well, yeah, I guess, or no, a tie. I think the higher value would win,
Okay.
but he wasn't anywhere near it. So yeah, it holds up. All right, Nick, it's back around to you. Off to your. Well, actually, we'll give you some mercy, and while you do see flame, like the light springing up behind you, you got that coming in your peripheral. You haven't quite seen what's happened to Ricky, although you do hear it. But your rope is secured to the guard railing around the lighthouse.
Okay. I'm going to throw it off the back of the lighthouse,
Okay,
so the farthest away from the actual house.
gotcha. So
Because that's where I know they are, and I'm going to try and sneak around behind them and get around.
so like the south side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Logically, it makes absolutely no sense, but so I'm going to tie them. So I've got the rope tied, and I'm going to start rappelling down.
All right. So I'll need a climb roll, but give yourself a bonus die for the being able to have a wall there to brace against.
Why is it always a climb skill? Yep. And the bonus die.
Same thing.
Exact same thing.
Well, luckily for
And-
you in this game, unless you push the roll, you don't risk any falling. This is you gauging it and realizing that you can't actually do it. The rope is wet, your hands are slick, that sort of thing's going on. So, I mean, you just know that you will fall. And while you are temporarily insane, you're cogent enough to make out the fact that just jumping and falling down will probably lead to your death.
Okay.
Of course, I don't know, you might push the roll being temporarily insane. With obvious ramifications if you fail.
Yeah, I guess I'll push it.
Yeah, throw another roll out there. Same conditions,
nope.
though. You have a bonus die, so I don't think
All
you're
right.
going to fumble.
Nope. No fumble, but
Okay, so you realize how dangerous it is, but you push forward and you get out on that rope, and the slick stone of the outside and the wind and the rain and the wetness of the rope in your hands all make a recipe for disaster. And you slip pretty quickly, and it's quite a drop to the ground. So let's give you, first, we're going to give you 2 rolls. A dex check to catch yourself somewhere above the ground, and failing that, a luck roll to determine how you land.
okay. So can I use my luck to make that dex check a success?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, so with that success, you managed to, even though you slipped and you fell quite a ways, you get a hold of the rope. Now, it is going to injure you a little bit because you went a good 15, 20 feet before you're able to stop yourself there. So you lose 1d4 hit points. So, not too bad. Your hands just get that rope burn feeling, and you don't sustain any long-term injury. All right, Ricky, back over to you. The fire has progressed a little bit. It's up, burning your coattails and licking up your belly and your back. And this round, it's going to do you a little damage. I believe fully engulfed is 1d6 in this one, so we're going to give you 1d4 damage.
Ouch.
How many hit points do you have total?
11.
Okay. So you're just shy of a major wound there, but you're definitely starting to feel a lot of pain.
Yeah, I'm going to figure that wakes me up.
Okay.
Well,
Right.
Yeah, so I'm going to and start trying to pat myself out. And then if that fails, I need to get to the water. And I'm going to probably try to jump to the water.
Okay. All right. Well, lucky for you, being out on the guardrail, there is a lot of water and such around. There's some puddles on the railing. Or not the railing, but the floor itself. and it's just slick everywhere. So a stop, drop, and roll has a fair chance of putting those flames out. So go ahead and give me a Dex check, please.
I'm going to give you an intelligence check first. Okay, I know how to stop, drop, and roll. Would you want Dex?
Yes.
But I failed the Dex. Yes.
Okay. All right. That's it for your turn. You don't quite put the flames out. You know, the oil and water combo makes it sort of difficult, and you're just sort of splashing it around.
I figure I'm screaming right now that it just burns.
Okay. So Luke snaps out of his freeze, and he bursts out to the guardrail, out to where you are, Ricky, and we'll give him the same sort of situation you had, and we'll see if he's smart enough to try to smother this. Ooh, just barely. Yeah, so he actually takes off his coat, and he puts it over you, and he starts patting you out, and it seems like he's gotten most of the flames out, although it's difficult for you to tell because you're still in quite a bit of pain. All right, more battering from down in the cottage.
New roll?
No, this one is going to... Well, I'll save that for another window. This one's going against your extreme success one. Still holding.
Okay.
All right, Nick, back up to you. You've caught yourself about halfway down this lighthouse tower. If you want to proceed climbing, it's the same sort of situation. Climb with a bonus die.
Yep, I got to get to the ground. Right below me should be the generator shed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to try and come down on the roof of that.
Very nice.
Is that a critical success, or? Because it makes it a 0-0.
Would it make it 100?
Well, according to if you hover over the dice, it looks like it makes it a 1. That's you rolled a 1, so it does. That's a good question.
But then it minuses 1, right?
Right, which would make it a 0.
Yeah, which would make it the tens digit.
All right, so because that's your bonus die, you take the lower of the two, so it's just a regular fail. So what I'm going to say is you're just stuck there, and any movement. Again, if you want to make any progress, you're going to have to push the roll, or if you have that much luck, spend it.
Of course I'm going to push it. And the bonus check?
Yeah.
Even worse.
Okay, so the rope slips from your fingers again, and you fall the rest of the way. Give me a luck roll.
Yeah, that was kind of doomed from the beginning.
So you just miss the shed, and you sail right past it, colliding with the ground, which at the height you were is 2d6 damage.
That hurts. But it didn't kill me.
You also avoided a major wound as well, luckily that time. Or I think so. What was your total hit points? 10?
12 before.
12 before. Yeah, so you're still...
11 after the first point of damage.
Yeah, I think it's factored by your max hit points.
Okay.
So you're in battered shape. Your hands feel raw. The air is totally knocked out of your body, so you're just on the ground there gasping for a little while. Let's pass it back over to Ricky.
Okay.
Ricky, it seems like the flames are smothered, but you're still in quite a bit of pain. Nothing that has a game effect, but Luke is still, batting at your body at this moment. What would you like to do?
I guess I'll kind of grab him by the collar of his shirt and be like, "You should let me burn. They can't see us now, but we need a fire, Luke. We need to get this lighthouse going. Help me out."
I don't think you're in your right mind, Ricky. Maybe we can find another bulb or something.
On nights like this, kid, I'm the only one that's sane. Yeah, let's see about finding another light bulb.
All right. It's your move, Ricky, but remember you are still transfixed with this idea of a bonfire for some time yet. You still have your action left.
All right. Yeah, I guess I'll start... while Luke's going to go look for a light bulb, I'll take his coat that he used to smother the fire and what was it? I had some matches or a lighter from the guy's pipe stash down below.
Yeah, you
I'll
found
try lighting his coat on fire.
some. Luke's coat? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe first finding something that I can put it on so it doesn't light me on fire this time.
Okay, gotcha. So the conditions are not great for it. I mean, it does have some oil in it, but it's also being rained on at the same time. So let's see if your match takes by a hard luck roll or better.
All right. Ah!
All right. So where did you want to situate that? Were you going to put it back in the somewhat sheltered part of the lighthouse, or just try to do it out there?
Yeah, I'm going to go back into the sheltered part and try to find something to put the coat around, like a broken piece of strut or something.
Okay, gotcha. All right, yeah. So you're able to do that, and it seems to take.
Don't worry, Luke. I think I found something.
All right. So Luke, he sees that, and he's like, "What are you doing? We need to find a bulb to get into this light." And he goes over and he's trying to batter it out. How do you want to respond to that? Do you want to try to stop him from doing it?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to try to... Oh, wait. I had the wrench.
Right.
That's what I could have used.
I added that to your character sheet if you wanted to swing it at him or something like that.
Well, it could be that in my mind the wrench is slightly important. So important I don't want to burn it. But, yeah, if I wrapped the coat around the wrench, I'll try to keep Luke away from it with my hands. If I wrap the torch around, or if I made the torch out of something else and I have the wrench still in my hands, I'm going to hit Luke with the wrench. Or at least swing at him, not try to hurt him.
Okay, it can be, you can have found something or you can use the wrench. I'll leave it up to you.
All right. Yeah, we'll say I found something, so I'm going to get to use the wrench.
All right, so take your swing at him.
Oh. But yeah, I'll be like, stay back. It needs to burn.
Yeah, when he saw your intent, he, took a few steps back trying to dodge out of the way, but your swing was clumsy, so it ended up being unnecessary. All right, so down from the cottage, there's going to be some more battering at the windows and doors. This time it's going to go for that regular success one you rolled last time, Nick. Let's see how they do. All right, so Luke and Ricky, you hear, a much louder, more pronounced crunch and shattering of glass from somewhere below as you are sort of tussling with each other up there. And Nick, you are on the ground outside of the lighthouse. You finally take that first sweet gasp of air now that your lungs seem to be working again. What do you want to do?
I'm going to try and make a break for the dock.
Okay. So you know that the northern dock where you guys came in at, you have to skirt around the cottage. So how do you want to plan your trip up there? You had the thickets off to one side, or you could just make a dash.
I'm not really thinking clearly, so I'm going to try and make a dash. I'm still in the midst of my insanity, right?
Yeah, for one more round.
Yeah, I'm just going to try and sprint it down to the docks to get into the boat.
Okay, so you make a dash towards this dock. You can make it almost the entire way just to where the wood pier juts out into the water. And you pass by the cottage. You can see that the kitchen door has been broken open. And you can see one of those little amphibious creatures sort of hesitantly moving around in there. But you're also making out shapes elsewhere in the thicket. And you pass by some that are close to you. And you see them at the front of the cottage. And that's where we'll end with you. And back up at the lighthouse, Ricky, you're holding Luke at bay with this wrench in a threatening manner. What's your next course of action?
I need more stuff on fire. What's this lighthouse made out of? Is there any wood to it, or is it all metal?
It's all, the tower part is stone and like plaster outside mostly. You have 4 corpses. They have clothing, or 2 of the corpses have clothing. But we've already determined that I think what you could find up here.
Okay. Well, I don't want to burn Georgie just yet, but the other guy that's with him, I'll try to start lighting him on fire.
Okay. Yeah,
and
so
I'll keep kind of swinging that wrench at Luke. not trying to hit him, just keep him back.
Right. He stays well back, and you start pulling at the clothes of that strange looking guy, and I suppose it's the first time you've gotten a look at him, but it's way in the background because you're still transfixed by this idea of getting the light going, because that's your only manner of rescue. And you manage to get his coat off, and it's just a matter of time to get it lit up. So we'll just count that as your turn. But let me add something to the tracker here, because we're going to say you have enough light high up to signal to the Coast Guard.
Yeah, I wasn't going to take their clothes off. I was just going to try to light them with them on.
Oh, okay. All right. So Luke is just in a state of shock, I suppose, watching you light this body on fire, and he decides that maybe he's better off on his own, and he disappears down that trap door towards the cottage.
Is there a locking latch or something like that on the trap door?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So Nick, one of these fish-like creatures sort of appears because you didn't have any light with you, so your field of vision is very limited, and it lunges out of the darkness at you, trying to make an attack. Let's see how it does. But it's pretty clumsy. It misjudged its leap towards you, and it leaped a pretty good distance from when you first seen it to try to jump on top of you. You have the opportunity, if you want to fight back at that stage, or you could just let it lie.
I'm going to kind of ignore it as I'm just trying to get to the boat, but I'm going to pull my gun out.
Okay, which brings us around to your turn, and you have your gun out and readied. What kind of action did you want to take?
Can I take one shot at the creature and still make it to the boat? Just kind of a shot on the run?
Yeah, absolutely. And also let me remind you that your insane state has come to an end.
Okay. And I can't see any others besides this one?
You definitely hear others. This is the only one you can see. You only have about 3 yards of visibility without having a light source. Although you can see lights on in the cottage, and you can see the silhouettes of shapes moving like at the base of a window, that sort of thing.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a shot at this thing, and then I'm still going to try and get to the end of the dock and away from those things.
All right. Give yourself a bonus die since it's point blank range for the shot.
Okay. So yeah, bonus die didn't help me, but it was a success.
All right. So your bullet seems to have impacted like the armored part of the creature. So there's that metallic sound, but rather than sort of ricocheting off somewhere, it does seem to have penetrated a little bit, and the creature staggers, and you make it to the end of the dock right by the boat.
Okay.
All right, Ricky, up in the lighthouse, you're getting a good fire going. That it's moving down that body, starting to take a little bit. What else do you want to do?
I'm going to go lock that trap door.
Okay.
And, sorry, go for it.
No, you go.
Oh, I was just lock the trap door and then continue trying to get that fire to go. Yeah.
All right. Did you want to move on to trying to light Cassidy on fire, or just keep working at this body?
That's Georgie.
Yeah.
I think I don't want to light him on fire because he's kind of my friend. But I think I'll maybe, if he's got like coat on or something like that, maybe take some of his clothes off and pour them or dump them on the fire.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be no problem. All right. So do you guys see the Coast Guard one?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. So when you threw that trap door down, a few moments later, there's something banging at it, and you hear the muffled voice of Luke. Ricky, could you let me back up there? There's this creature down here at the base of the stairs. It's looking right at me. Could you please let me in?
You're going to try to put out my fire, ain't you? It's all a trick.
No, I swear, it's coming closer.
All right. But if you even look at my fire, I'm going to start clubbing you. I'll let him in.
All right. So when you throw that trap door back open, he rushes in, and there's one right there. It's going to try to It's going to try to lunge in the opening. Let's see how it does. All right, Ricky, since you're right there, if you could either just jump out of the way. Well, it's not doing any damage. It's just trying to make it through the opening and bowl past you guys. So you have the option of stopping that if you can beat its regular success.
All right, is that a brawl?
Yeah.
Oh no! How much luck would that be?
Looks like, 17 points?
I'm going to spend that.
Okay.
Would I need to get more than a regular success, or would just a regular success work?
Your skill is higher, so you would win that one.
Okay, yeah, I'll spend 17 and keep them out.
Okay, so yeah, you with a little bit of luck, you managed to get the trapdoor closed. You close one of its claws in it momentarily, and then it snatches back, and the trapdoor goes flush with the bottom. And Luke is breathing hard, and he's like, "Thanks, Ricky. I owe you for this thing and the other one. Your tonic. I seem to be feeling better." But at that stage, he starts like retching a little bit. You don't know. It could be a panic thing, but it maybe whatever you gave him is getting to him. Let's bounce back over to Nick and see how he's doing. Okay, right. Nick, you see piercing the veil of rain and sort of bobbing and disappearing out of sight. Still some distance, you see like a light, like maybe out on a boat. Seems to be coming closer. What do you want to do?
Did that thing follow me out onto the dock?
Not yet. It when you moved off, you can't see it. You could try to listen for it. You're not sure where it's at. It just didn't follow you.
Yeah, I'll listen for it.
Go ahead and give me a listen roll.
Yeah, I don't have enough luck to make that work.
Yeah, you just can't hear anything over the rain, but you still have an action.
Looking at how bad the waves are, could I basically think that it would be suicide to try and get in the boat and go off?
Yeah, you're no longer temporarily insane, so you can make reasonably rational decisions. That lifeboat you might be okay in it. It would just be really hard to navigate. It's not really meant for that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not too secure in my skills for navigating, so I'm not going to try and go back to the cottage, but I know the Coast Guard is coming, so I'm going to try and hold out here.
How many rounds of ammunition you got left?
I have 5 in the gun, and then I still have most of a box for reloading.
Okay, let me get you oriented out here. All right, Ricky, you got the trapdoor secured. Back to the fire, it looks like. What do you want to do?
I guess I was taking some of Georgie's clothes off to throw onto the fire.
Yeah, when you did that, you heard, or you revealed, like around his neck, there's a little leather bag he's wearing on a cord. And knowing Georgie, this is something valuable he was keeping close to him. You also see in his hand, as you're trying to get that clothing off, there's a gun there.
All right. Yeah, I'll take the pouch from around Georgie's neck, and I'll be like, "Don't worry, Georgie, I ain't gonna let it, or nobody take it from you, all right?" And then I'll grab the gun and kind of put that in my waistband and continue to stoke this fire.
Okay. Yeah, so Luke, he's kind of backed up against the edge of that little room, which is not very big as this fire is growing.
And, you're not looking at it, are you?
Ricky, you think, maybe we shouldn't do fire? We're kind of running out of space here. And he's coughing. There's a little bit of smoke in the air now. Although it's escaping rather quickly because one of these glass panes on the outside is broken. So it does have a way to get out.
Don't worry, Luke. If the fire gets too big, we'll just go out the window. Like that one guy.
Yeah, so he just starts muttering something to himself and sort of rocking there. You can make out some of the words, although you don't know what they mean. He's like Homerus Americanus, Selenectus sapidus, and so on and so forth. It has that. I mean, you're probably educated enough to know it has, like, it sounds like he's just listing off different species.
Okay.
Right? Okay, Nick. One of these fish-like creatures hops up onto the dock just in front of you. Now, technically, since you have your gun ready, you have plus 50 to your dex if you're going to fire, so you could act before this youngling can do anything else.
Yeah, I'll take a shot. Nice. Do I get a bonus on it?
Yeah, point blank range.
Ooh, 12.
12. Or no, that's 12 versus 50. Is that extreme for you? Or 10 is extreme?
Yeah, 10 would be extreme. It makes it hard, though.
Okay, so yeah, this shot just impacts it in the shoulder, some armored part, and it doesn't seem to do anything or even slow it down for that matter. And, having shot at enough of these things now, you're sort of beginning to realize that you might want to aim a little carefully. There was that one you gunned down in one shot, even though you took 3 shots at it, but where you hit it was in the throat. So that might be a soft spot for your next shot to aim at. Now, you could still move if you like, but your action is spent.
There's not really a whole lot of places to move, so I'm going to have to stay here.
Okay. So, yeah, it advances through that shot, and it's going to try to get you. But it misses. You could, if you want, fight back.
Yeah, can I, swing the gun, try and cold cock it?
Yeah, go ahead and give me your fighting brawl skill.
Brawl. No.
Yeah, so the slick conditions seem to be impairing both of you. But we got your action out of the way, so we're back up to Ricky.
Not just Ricky. Insane Ricky.
Right.
Yeah, so am I wearing a coat?
Yeah.
All right, I'll remove whatever contents is in its pockets, and I'll put that on my ever-growing conflagration.
Okay, yeah, so you take what was in the pockets. You had, I think, that little bundle of bullets you found in the mattress, that one gold coin, and then whatever personal items you might have had there, like your jeweler's loop and what have you.
Oh, and the pages from that journal I tore out.
Right.
I'll keep those in the coat.
Okay. All right, yeah, so you take your coat off, throw it on the fire. It's getting pretty big. For Luke's part, he decides to go out on the railing, and he's still muttering these species names, and he's sort of crouched there getting soaked in the pouring rain and wind.
Oh, yeah, they could see us all the way here back at the mainland. And that's my turn.
All right, so there's some battering at the trap door, like one of those fish things is trying to get through it, but that thing's, like an iron door. It's pretty heavy, and it bolted closed after you swung it down. So you don't think it'll be getting through it anytime soon, but let's see. I'm going to say he'd need a critical to even have a chance at that. But he just got a regular success. Or I guess it's technically a fumble. Yeah. So he fumbled, and you just hear like that throaty clicking sound and the sound of a body sort of crashing down steps and clattering into some objects. Out at the dock where you are, Nick, you're starting to see that light come in closer. Let me move that. One sec. All right, so yeah, there's a light approaching the island a little bit closer. It should have illuminated. You should see it off to the west there.
Yep, I see it.
Okay. All right, so yeah, this little fish creature's still pressing its attack. You're starting to see some more shapes moving up in the background behind him, although they're just silhouettes. So you can, if you want to, you can fire off your shot before it can finish its action, but that will take your turn.
Yeah, I'll try and stop it. Is there a way that I can aim more thoroughly at its throat? Make it a hard success or something like that?
Yeah, so the way a called shot works in this is it just adds a penalty die to your roll, which would be canceled out by the point blank range bonus die. So you'd just be rolling normal.
Okay, yeah, I'll try for that.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, you take a moment to gather your wits, and you steady your arm there and take a shot right at its throat as it was setting up for another lunge, and it tumbles off the dock and into the water.
All right. And you said that was my turn?
Yeah, you could still move if you wanted, but as far as actions, that would be your turn.
Okay, would I be able to jump into the lifeboat?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
All right, Ricky. You're starting in the back of your head to get this idea, but it's, a little quiet voice and it's drowned out by the overwhelming urge to get this fire started for the last round or get it stoked even bigger. So go ahead.
Yeah, I'll take off my shoes and start peeling off my socks.
Okay.
But while I'm doing that, I'll be like, "Hey, Luke, I don't think this is such a good idea." But I'll still throw the socks on the fire and put my shoes back on.
Okay. All right. And after that action, you feel your sanity somewhat restored, and Luke agrees with you. He's like, "Yeah, I think so. I think we need to get down that trap door right now."
Are we hearing a lot of banging down there still, or?
You hear some thrashing after that thing fell down. It seems like the overall sound of banging on the outside of the cottage has stopped. So, but anyhow, Nick, you're in that boat, and you're hearing the fish sound, that sound that they make, get closer to the dock. What do you want to do?
Do I see a way of safely pushing away from the dock in the rowboat?
Yeah, you guys had left the oars and everything in there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try and push away, try and keep myself close to the dock without being within range of them jumping at me, I guess is what I'm trying to do.
Right. Okay. So you push off a little bit. And with that, I won't require a check or anything like that. Although the current is going to start taking you in its own direction here soon, at which point we'll deal with that then. All right, Ricky,
Okay.
you suddenly realize that the fire is quite large, engulfing almost that entire inner part of the lighthouse, and your faculties are restored to you. What do you want to do?
Geez, come on, Luke. It looks like a friend lured him away. What a hero. I'll go and open the trap door and start kind of maybe stealthing down into the cottage area.
Okay, yeah, let's start with maybe peeking through the trap door at first, but go ahead and give me your stealth roll.
All right. Oh, no. What is that, 16?
Yeah, for luck.
Yeah, I'll
or 14.
do that.
14.
14.
All right, yeah, so you can see that fish-like creature's down in the lighthouse repair room, and it's sort of thrashing around, but you can see others beyond it coming up the spiral staircase. Like there's another one poking its head out, and it's looking around hesitantly. So I'll let you modify your action from this point.
Yeah, so they're coming up the stairs, Luke. I don't think we can go this way.
There's a rope out here. I haven't done any climbing in ages, though.
Me neither. City boy. But I guess it's better than trying to go down these stairs.
Yes.
So go for it.
I agree. I think I'll take the odds of climbing versus getting past these creatures.
All right. I'll go over to the rope and I'll give Luke the wrench, and guess I'll try to go over the edge.
All right, so just put your climb out there and see how you do.
Oh no! Let's push it.
Okay.
Yeah. Always push.
Okay, yes, that's going to cover the whole trip down for you. There's just one complication, as Luke is going to try to get out on the rope at some point, so we're going to see how he does.
Is it wrong if I'm secretly hoping that he falls and takes you both down?
No. Just like I'm hoping right now that the water around your boat will start to bubble and like dozens of the creatures will come up out and pull you under.
Yeah, I'm kind of expecting that too.
But he's pretty lucky. So yeah, you guys both start clambering down that rope. You'll be suspended on it for the rest of this turn, and then we'll end you guys at the foot next round, and we'll head back over to the fish things. One moment here. All right, Nick, some of those shapes, I believe, you can just make them out as they're heading towards that dock, but you're off in the life raft there, and the current's beginning to take you. Would you just want it to let it take you where it's going to, or do you want to try to maintain your distance there?
Which direction is it taking me?
It looks like it's taking you north.
North? No, I'm going to fight against that. I'm going to try and head more westerly towards the incoming lights.
All right, give me your pilot boat roll.
Nope.
Okay, so you're left to the mercies of Mother Nature here, and you start to drift off to the north.
So do I have reason to believe that the Coast Guard boat might be able to see me?
It's possible. It's lighting up. The lights are reaching you, so they probably see a dark shape as it crests a wave every now and then. But
Okay.
yeah, it is kind of spooky because you'll come down that wave, in the shallow part, and you'll lose sight of the picket boat as it's getting closer.
Okay, when I can see it, I'm going to, occasionally try and wave my arm and get their attention.
Okay. All right, Ricky. So you and Luke clamber the rest of the way down to the base of this lighthouse, and you're looking around. You have about half your movement left and your action. What did you want to do?
Do I see like any large groups of them or of the creatures?
No, you don't see them. Well, let me take a look here one sec. You don't see any of them, although you hear movement and the throaty clicking sounds off to the thicket, off to the east, and you hear, thumping around from within the cottage.
All right. I guess I'll start heading north. Oh, it's like I'm facing the wrong way. There we go. North towards the docks, and I'll try to like duck underneath where the windows are, type of thing. Try to sort of be stealthy.
Okay, put that stealth roll out there for me.
Alrighty. Oh no. Let's push it. What would the penalties? Let's see. No, well, obviously, like knocking something over, calling attention to yourself, right?
Yeah, right, because there's a bunch of debris now around. The first entry into the cottage you come across is the kitchen door, which was battered down. So I'm going to say if you push it, you're going to make the classic sneaking failure of stepping on something crunchy.
Yeah. Well, it's already a failure, so let's make it a bad failure. Always push.
All right, good job. Let's see how Luke does following behind you. He'll go ahead and spend some of his luck to make that a success.
I was going to side-eye him and say, you better luck that.
Okay. All right, that ship is getting even closer now. I don't think the cottage is blocking the way for you, Ricky, I believe. Take a look at your vision. Well, no, you can see that there's some bright light out there that's illuminating the dock to a certain degree. It's not coming from the cottage. It seems to be coming from off the water, off to the west. But it is Nick's turn. You want to try to fight against these waves again?
Yeah, I'm going to try and fight my way back closer to the island and closer to the incoming boat.
All right, let's get another pilot roll. Good job.
Yes. So yeah, if possible, bring myself back, kind of close to the dock so that I'm kind of in their path.
Yeah, so you can actually make out pretty good details of this picket boat. It's not like a huge boat. Otherwise, they wouldn't be sailing it in here. But you can even make out the shape of some men on the deck. All right, Ricky. One of those younglings, the fish things, popped out in front of you, if you can see it, or you hear it near you.
Was it that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Does it see me?
Yeah, it seems to have come out of the thicket towards you. That's just as far as it could make it in its turn.
Yeah, I'll turn and I'll put 3 bullets in it.
All right, go ahead and give me your attack roll.
I don't have a gun in my inventory, so...
Well, actually, I'll save you the roll. You pull it from your waistband and you go to pull the trigger, and it's just click, click, click.
Oh, no. I guess I'll move to there. I don't know if I can reload while moving, but I'll start trying that.
Yeah, you can put, I believe, 3 rounds into it while moving. So you can see that they were just all spent. All the casings in the revolver are empty. So you get those out, and you're able to load 3 shells in it. And you can see some more younglings as you move up towards that dock.
Yeah.
Luke's right behind you with that wrench held out in front of him. Okay, so they start swarming. All right, one of the fish-like creatures leaps at you first here, Ricky.
Can I fast talk them? Yeah, you don't want to do this.
Well, never say never. Yes, but I'll need a critical success.
All
right, so one of them leaps at you, but his aim is bad and he misses you. Another one was flanking him. He also tries the same thing.
Ooh.
Getting an extreme success. You want to fight back or try to dodge out of the way?
Which one do I need the lower?
So you'll need an extreme dodge or a critical fighting brawl skill if you decide to
here
fight.
we go with the dodge. All right, so 6 damage.
What would it be to make an extreme success there? 22 luck?
Oh, I don't got that.
Oh, it's what? A 5th? Is that?
Oh, a 5th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be 18.
Okay.
That I might have. Oh, 18 luck?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't got it. All right, so that's 1 hit point.
All right, so yeah, it did the 6 damage to you, or it's an extreme success, so the thing's just broken. Hold on.
Nomin on me.
Yeah, let me take a look at what that actually does. So extreme damage is max damage plus max bonus damage, so that's actually 7 hit points.
Okay, yeah, so I'm unconscious.
Okay, that took you to 0. And you can tick the major wound box, so you're also dying at the moment.
Where is that? Is it in combat?
Oh,
there it is. Okay.
Yeah, right under the hit points. Okay, so yeah, Ricky, you fall to the ground and everything goes black. This other one lunges at Luke, but fumbles. And so we're going to give him, he was going to lash out. So that fumble's just going to give Luke a bonus die on his attempt to lash out with that wrench. But he just manages to knock it off balance and doesn't do any real damage to it. All right, Nick, you're out on the boat. Again, you're fighting against the current. It can either sweep you off or you can successfully row against it.
All right, let's try and stay close enough that the Coast Guard can get me. Ooh. Yep. So I'll try and stay kind of close to the dock and in the path of the Coast Guard.
Yeah, and by now you can see them, and they're kind of pointing at you as you're waving and shouting at them. So they definitely have a beat on you. I think I need a Constitution check from you, Ricky.
Alrighty.
Well done. So yeah, you managed to make it another round. Unless somebody comes up and is able to stabilize you, though, you're either going to need an extreme success, stabilize, or a failure to die.
Okay.
But Luke sees the writing on the wall, and he flees off to the south.
You guys are a bunch of cowards and bastards.
Well, actually, here's an option. Did you want to control Luke since Ricky's out of the action for now?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
If I die, I'll take over for him or something.
Okay. Nick, once again, this current threatens to sweep you away, or these waves threaten to topple you. We're going to need that pilot roll again, or you're going to have to try to move back to the dock and the equally dangerous prospect of dry land or soggy land.
They're close enough now that I'm going to try and get to the dock.
Okay. Working with the current a little bit from your position, you won't need a roll to get to the dock. The boat's just kind of naturally carried by it a little bit, so you can jump out at the end of that. You would still have an action and some movement left, and you probably see a number of these fish-like creatures clustered at the northeastern section of the cottage.
Yeah, I'm going to jump out on the dock, pull my gun, and can I just ready in case they turn in my direction?
Yeah. You can hold your action.
Yeah, if they start coming, I'll hold it till I know that they're on their way.
All right, Ricky, let's get that Constitution roll again.
All right, here we go. No, just a success.
You're hanging in there.
Okay.
All right, Coast Guard, the picket boat is just about reached the dock. Luke has fled to parts unknown, and these fish creatures seem preoccupied, Nick. So it'll be up to you to either draw their attention or to act.
No, I'm not going to draw their attention.
Yeah, you're not even really sure what they're doing up there.
Yeah, as long as they're not trying to kill me, I'm better off for it. I don't know what happened to my companions, but right now I'm just trying to survive.
Okay, so you're going to keep holding your action in case anything seems like it's going to attack you?
Yeah, but can I actually hear the people on the boat now?
Yeah, you can make out the voices.
Okay, I'm going to try shouting to them, grab your weapons. There are hostile creatures on the island.
Okay. All right, Ricky. Let's see how your luck holds up. Bleeding out slowly. There it is.
Oh,
All right. With
you got
that,
21 luck?
No, I got 10.
Oh,
with that, well, I mean, I guess technically you can push the roll, but what would be worse than dying? So what I'll do is I'll say, if you succeed with a pushed roll, then this character would have some sort of long-term injury he would have to deal with for the rest of his life. Otherwise, he'll just die.
All right. I think there should be something worse than death if I fail a push, but
Yeah, but
I'll think of that later.
it'll be out of the scope of
Player.
of the player's perspective. You know.
Oh, it's even worse.
you're going
Alright.
to turn into one of them now.
Yeah. We'll just put the worse than death in the epilogue there. Okay. They're still preoccupied. Nick, you're right there. They've brought their picket boat up to the end of the pier, and they've thrown out ropes. And what do you want to do?
I'll grab one of the ropes and tie it off to pull the boat in so I can secure it to the dock.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So when you get it secured, one of the men jumps off of the deck onto the dock, and he's like, "Are you okay? Are there any more up in the cottage up there away?"
There are more of my companions up there, but be careful. There's some sort of creature that are attacking them.
Okay, and you can see he's armed. There are only 3 men on this ship, so another one of them gets off, also armed, and they start heading up to the cottage. And when you're like pointing off, like towards these creatures, you can see that you just see like the one shape sort of moving off towards the water, and they don't seem to catch on to it just yet. And then it disappears out of sight.
Okay.
All right. Ricky has his fate worse than death, and with the Coast Guard here, you know, they go and move around, start looking through the cottage, and you expect to hear gunshots or exclamations about seeing these strange creatures, but for the most part, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to follow them, so go with them as they move through.
Oh, okay. Yeah, as you head up that path towards the cottage, just go ahead and give me a luck roll. It is a group luck roll, but you have the worst luck, I think. Although, if Ricky's gotten worse than then, even though he's still dead, his luck counts. So what are your guys' lucks?
10.
27.
Okay.
That's his fate worse than death. It's haunting me now.
Yeah, so there was a slim chance that fire could have gotten down down into the lower levels and ignited something there. Although with Ricky's use of luck, he turned the slim chance into a greater chance. And so as you guys are approaching that, you can see that the whole top is kind of blazing up, at least on the inside. You know, it's not like the structure's on fire yet because the materials don't catch. But yeah, that's where you're at. So you're going to walk around with them, Nick?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you get into the cottage, you know, one of the men, they had been a little bit ahead of you. He comes banging down the stairs, and he's saying that that the lantern service rooms caught fires. You know, some of the lanterns or something in there. You know, we should just clear out wait for the rain to put it out or for it to burn itself out. And the other guy agrees with that. What do you want to do, Nick? So they're kind of pushing you back towards the boat.
No, he said that the inside of the top of the lantern room was on fire.
Yeah.
Then I'll say my companions were up there. They may have come down the rope the same way I did. We have to check around the back.
Okay, so you follow the two Coast Guard fellas down to the south side of the lighthouse. Let me move you down there. Where you hear Luke sort of hiding, crouched at the edge of this thicket, sort of rocking back and forth and saying his litany of species names, and you guys are able to recover him.
I'm guessing we passed Ricky on the way.
Yeah. No, actually you didn't. When you pass that point, there's nothing there. You can see blood and quite a bit of damage to the muddy path, but you don't see any body.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'll try and gather up Luke and start getting him back to the boat.
Yeah, one of the Coast Guard guys says, "We're going to get you across the water here over to the mainland. So everybody get in." And they start hustling you onto the boat. All right. So Nick and Luke find themselves in the relative safety on the deck of this picket boat as it journeys its way back to the mainland, where one of the crew members asks you a bunch of questions. What kind of report would you give Nick about what had happened?
It's probably going to take me a little while to calm down and try and work through what had actually happened. And so I'm going to end up just kind of reporting that some sort of an before unknown sea creature came out of the ocean and apparently was looking for food, found the lighthouse with people in it and attacked it, killed two of the people that were there. And then when we ended up being stranded there, we ran into one of them. It attacked us. We retreated inside, barricaded the doors after one broke through one of the windows. That was when we went upstairs and found the deceased party after we had made contact with the Coast Guard. And then I rappelled down off the lighthouse, expecting the rest of the party to follow behind me. I made it to the dock, but the rest of them hadn't followed. I tried to defend myself against a swarm of these creatures while waiting for the Coast Guard. To protect myself, I got in the rowboat, and when the Coast Guard was close enough, I got back on the dock and then led them around the island to find our companion Luke. Still have no idea where Nick ended up.
So to contrast your relatively reasonable report, Luke backs it up with his sort of insane rambling version of it. You see, watching Ricky go under all of these shapes. He just, like all these fish creatures piled over him. And that was the last Luke saw of him. It sort of broke him indefinitely. And so he just rambles about these fish creatures and everything like that. And you can see the Coast Guard guys eyeing you warily. And you overhear the captain of this picket boat sort of radio back saying, yeah, we got another one's, seen some strange things out here on Beacon Island. What should we do? Just bring him back to the station? And with that, you guys travel back to Rockport and you're given, free lodging in there put up by the Coast Guard and a change of clothes. And at some point, another agent comes in from the bureau. You recognize him, although you don't work with him. His name is Frank Murray, and he has sort of a reputation of being an odd duck at the bureau. He takes on really strange cases. But he asks you questions about what happened on the island, and he doesn't seem at all surprised to hear about strange fish creatures. And at the end of the interview, he tells you that, well, your clothes are going to have to be burned and we're going to have to confiscate all your belongings. How does Nick react to that?
I don't really have much on me other than just my service pistol, which kind of technically belongs to the bureau anyway. So yeah, I'm not gonna argue with it, but I am gonna ask him if he had heard anything about my contact that was supposed to be on that island. I know that he was there. I know that he had uh, found something going on about smuggling rare coins, but I couldn't find him anywhere on the island.
Well, we're going to take a look at the island tomorrow. We know he was stationed there for part of this operation to find, to oversee these smuggling routes we suspect are going on in the area. But right now, he's MIA.
All right. I'm going to fully cooperate with him. I'm going to try and draw a sketch of, the coins that I found. Mention, I can't remember his name. I don't know if my character would remember the names of the people that were in his journal or in his notes.
Oh, the names of the men at the island?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was one last name Smith, one last name Cassidy, and then there was Turner, which was actually the alias of the FBI agent. It's not quite FBI yet. It's the Bureau of Investigation. Still, the agent who was undercover there. When you make that sketch, sorry, go ahead, Justin.
George Cassidy was the other guy that was on there. I would have remembered him. And then my other question is, I had killed that one right there on the dock. Was it still there when the Coast Guard arrived?
Well, when you had killed it, it flopped down on the dock and into the water.
Okay.
So you're not sure, the way they hustled you onto it, you're not sure if they caught a glimpse of it or not. But yeah, when you make that sketch, he says, he folds it up, puts it in his pocket, and he says, I'm going to ask you not to draw that for anybody again. In fact, I'm going to ask you not to talk about what happened on that island. There could be trouble at the Bureau if you do.
All right. One other thing, we had found some correspondence between this George Cassidy and some vendors. Some of them may know a little bit more about where he had found them and what he was trying to do with them, if any of them got off the island. One of them, it looked as if he had tried to reach out to someone at Innsmouth. I believe that's where it was that seemed the most interested in it.
Well, we'll look into it. That's all for now. I'll be in touch if I got any more questions. You handled yourself well out there. I might be able to use your help in the future. And then he leaves to go on about his business. And for the next several months, your life returns to what it was. Now, for Ricky, whose fate is worse than death, you're not sure how much time has passed. In fact, you don't even really have a conscious control over the snapshots and visions you have in your memory from the point you were bowled over by the fish creatures, but you'll wake up briefly in someplace dark and musty smelling, and occasionally there'll be a noise like a grating of metal on metal that will wake you out of your drowse, but you're just not alert enough to do anything. And the other sensation you get is that your legs are in quite a bit of pain, but you might expect that since you did light yourself partially on fire. But we come to you in this dark place when you get a little bit more of your alertness back, and you realize that you're in a basement somewhere, and you snap out of this fugue when you hear that grating of metal on metal, and you see it's like a little slot near a door you're next to that's being opened, and then a tray is shoved through with just by the dim light coming out from beyond the door, it looks like some sort of nasty porridge. And you are propped up against the wall, and there's a canvas tarp that's covering the lower extremities of your body. What are you going to do?
How hungry am I?
You are pretty hungry, but the look of the food isn't exactly enticing, and the rest of your physical condition kind of does tamp down hunger as being the overriding concern for you.
Maybe instead of going over there for the food, I'll go over there because it's a potential way out, or someone's on the other side, at least part of the time.
Yeah, so just moving, you realize you kind of have to just crawl. It's not too far from you. Your legs don't seem to want to do what they're supposed to do.
Okay. So yeah, I'll try to prop myself up and open up the middle mail slot type hatch and call out.
Okay, yeah, so you're able to. It's hard to do it because you don't have a handle to move it, but you're able to sort of press your hands against it and slide it a little bit, but it meets some sort of rough point in the work and it gets snagged there with the amount of leverage you have, and you start hollering out that little port.
Yeah.
But your legs are really bothering you, and as I said, they're covered in a canvas tarp.
Well, yeah, I'll kind of shout out that little hatch for a bit, and maybe I don't know, like, do they feel itchy, my legs, like healing wounds, or how do they feel?
Well, they feel numb, but you do have this sort of strange, sort of like if you feel like a gas bubble moving through your stomach or something like that, this sort of strange internal pressure and movement.
Yeah, so yeah, after I'm done yelling out there, like, I didn't do it, whatever it is, you got nothing on me. I'll kind of give up and plop down and start kind of maybe scratching at them or something like that. Then I'll take off the tarp. I figure I've probably been putting it off because I'm figuring they're all burned up.
Okay, when you throw the tarp to the side or move it to the side a little bit, you can see that you're not clothed at all, for that matter, and that your legs, something has happened to them far beyond the burn. They have these like pustules in them that are sort of pulsating. They look, oh God, they look like nothing more than a cluster of fish eggs underneath the skin, just underneath the thinnest layer of skin, and they're sort of pulsating there. And as you glimpse even closer, you can see a little tadpole-like creature moving around in one of the little egg sacs that are all over your legs.
Awesome.
How does he react to that?
Oh, we're still going? Yeah. I figure he'll probably. Is there any utensils with the nasty porridge?
No.
No. Does it come on a tray?
It's in a bowl.
Okay. Well, that'll work too. Yeah, he'll pick up the bowl and without even dumping it out or anything like that, he'll start trying to crush the eggs that are forming on his legs.
Okay. So yeah, while you're busy doing that, there's a shadow. You hear footfalls coming back, and that thing slides open, and you see somebody look through that little porthole where they put the food, and he has the look of that other body that was up at the lighthouse, the top of the lighthouse. So these sort of fleshy folds at his neck and gray skin and bulging eyes. It looks nothing more than like a man who is in the process of evolving into a fish. In fact, you remember just hearing, stories from the area that people sometimes called this the Innsmouth look. And that is where we will leave Ricky to his fate, and we will close this scenario. Thanks, guys, for playing it with me and putting some extra time in. I appreciate it. This has been a Deathwatch production. Thank you for listening.